Virtual systems ready.
Hey guys, Brockett here, back at you with more Speed Duel content. And like I said, I wanted to go over one more card in Scars of Battle that we got from the preview before we get the full set in through. So let's take a look here at the Dark Red Enchanter. Heading over to Dueling Books. Let's first go over his skill, or his full effect anyway. Alright, so it says if this card is normal summon, place 2 spell counters on this card. Each time a spell counter is activated, place 1 spell counter on this card after the spell resolves. This card gets 300 attack for each spell counter. And then once per turn, you can remove 2 spell counters from this card. Discard 1 random card from your opponent's hand. Oh man. So right off the bat, he gets 2 spell counters when you summoned. He's a tribute summon, 1 tribute, solid stats. 2200 defense, 17 attack. With one counter on him, that's 2k attack. With 2 counters, it's 2300. Wow, this effect, man! I just love discarding cards from my opponent's hand with these card effects. Really reminds me of old school days of control decks. Just hand destruction was everywhere. Oh man! All right, so let's take a look at what I built. All right, so it's obvious here. It's best skill in the game. It's my lucky day, Joey's skill. It's proven to be just nuts, just in general. So of course we're gonna test it out with this. We got Dice Spoon and Time Wizard in the main deck. Graceful Dice. I'm just testing it out. I don't really like Graceful Dice, but it needs to be play tested because if you use it at the right time, it puts a lot of damage on the board. Like, you play it, if you call 6, that's 600 damage. Dark Red Enchanter gets an extra 300, so that's 900 damage. And then that's all to all monsters. So if you had 3 monsters out, that's a total of 1800 damage. Plus the 2000 from him, that's easy, just easy game, even with one of these little monsters. So how we're mainly bringing out this big boss monster here is with Legion of the Fiend Jester. Usually all in the same turn, potentially, is how you want to do it. Legion of Fiend Jester's effect, when he's summoned you can perform, or he just says you can perform 1 additional tribute summon for a spellcaster monster while he's face up. Really good. Then he gets to search for a normal monster. We're using Mystical Elf here as a target. And the reason for that is because Dark Red Enchanter reads if this card is normal summoned. So he doesn't have to be tribute summoned. We could play a card like Cost Down here. Yeah, Cost Down. Discard a card, would normally discard Mystic Elf. Reduce all monsters in our hands level by 2. This makes him 4 stars. Normal summon him right out, no tribute. He gets his double spell counter out. Pretty good, not the best way to summon him. Like I said, Legion of the Fiend Jester is the main way. Then if we, similar cards, like we could use Wicked Flamebear's Bow, discard a card from our hand to utilize that Mystic Elf to the fullest. 500 attack, negate monster effects, equips with Destroy. This was just me trying to find some better spells. Obviously we're getting Night Beam. That's really all we need with this. Be able to destroy back row and monster effects. But yeah, let's show this deck. I trimmed the fat a little bit. Same deck, same skill. More streamlined, more focused. Just using Night Beams and Half Shut and our 1 Dice Spoon. Still using the Time Wizard. We use the Time Wizard here because with the Apprentice Magician, she sticks to the field. She's really good at sticking to the field, so we can use her as a tribute or whatever she needs to bring out. And then if our opponent attacks into her, we bring out another one. Attacks into that, we bring out another one. Attacks into that. Then we really freak them out and bring out Time Wizard, and they realize what our skill is. Yeah, it's a really good combination here. This card is really underrated, and Time Wizard will definitely see some play, especially with this skill. We only use the 1 Dice Spoon because, like I said, Night Beam's just going to take over. We're going to run 3 Night Beams. That's plenty of back row destruction. The Dice Foon is still in there because it's freaking god tier. But we now have the option to also wipe the monsters with Time Wizard. Probably letting us attack for game here. Yeah, like I said, Graceful Dice would need some playtesting. No reason to if we know we're going to use our skill on something else. Half Shut is amazing. It's a quick play spell, can be used in the damage step. It's got a nice combo with Magician of Fate, which I'll explain that right now. Like, let's say you're top decking or in a bit of a bind, you set your Magician of Fate, set a half shot, your opponent attacks into the Magician of Fate, start a damage step, you chain half shot to protect your Magician of Fate, half shot resolves, go to the graveyard, then at the end of damage step, after damage step actually, is when flip effects resolve. So at that point, half shot's in your graveyard. If you don't have any other targets, you can bring back the same half shot you used to protect the Magician of Fate to reuse the next turn. Really, really good. Like I said, this deck, it just sticks monsters on the field and waits until we get the big boy here. Really good stuff. Alright, now let's see how this deck might be if we don't use Lucky Day. You know, let's build just, you know, a for fun Dark Red Enchanter deck. Like I said, the main effect I like from this guy is that he can discard a card from your opponent's hand. So let's build a hand-controlled deck. Using cards like Light Force Sword, banish 1 random card from your opponent's hand, stays banished face down for 4 turns. You can get your opponent top decking with Dark Red Enchanter. Then pass turn with one of these set. You'll want to use it during the start of their main phase, because this says it lasts till the end of their 4th standby phase. So wait till the end of their standby phase just to keep that card banished for even longer. Really dirty. Also, we got Forceful Checkpoint. Look at your opponent's hand. They have a monster, negate the attack, discard a monster. But mainly, we get that hand knowledge. Know what else they got in their hand? So we can summon the Great Phantom Thief. When he does damage, declare a card name. Look at your opponent's hand, discard all copies of that card. Really nasty. Our opponent is going to have to play around these effects by just keeping all their cards on the field, which is fine with us because we're just going to Night Beam them off the field anyway. Got a Magician of Fate to cycle the Night Beam. It's just nasty. Magical Circle. It's kind of a test in this. This is like I said, we probably need to trim the fat, which I can probably show you here. But it can bring out your Phantom Thief. It can also bring out Dark Red Enchanter. But it can also help your opponent, because both players special summon a spellcaster. So maybe it's more of a side deck card. Let me trim the fat here. I'll take this out. Take this out. What am I trying to do here? Yeah, see, this isn't as fun. It just uses the core strategy and 1 Light Force Sword. But we use the skill Millennium Necklace with this to look at top 3 cards of our opponent's deck. This would be good to know, you know, set it in an order, give them dead draws, and then when we know we got all the cards out of their hand, when they have a good draw, Light Force Sword it out. Keeping with the style of, you know, having just fun with this deck, I got one more idea here. This is a deck that sees how big we could get the Dark Red Enchanter, making him a big Red Enchanter, using cards like Toon Table of Contents, stuff just to spam spells, make him big. It's not the most competitive one. Cost down makes a return, because with this deck's all about getting him out early. If you don't open up with the Dark Red Enchanter deck, this is probably the worst build, but it's the most fun because our skill, big surprise, really confuse our opponent, confuse everybody. We're gonna be using Toon World. It's a Toon World, not the card, but the skill. Reason for that is give us 1 extra way to summon this guy, because we got Legion of Fiend Jester, cost down, but we want to summon him the same turn. So Apprentice Magician You know, let's summon him a second turn. We want to summon him right away, so we're gonna special summon Toon Mermaid, get it with a Toon Table of Contents if we need to, but it's just a secondary way. Toon Table of Contents is mainly here to boost him up, make him big, so we can keep discarding cards from their hand, or just see how big we can get him, really. Yeah, it's a fun deck. really want to try this out. My opponent will be like, oh, you're trying to play Toons again. Toon Mermaid, tribute for Dark Red Enchanter. Oh, this deck's going to be hilarious. Yeah, but that's, like I said, I think the It's My Lucky Day control deck is going to be the way to play this deck. It's honestly going to give Gravekeeper runs for his money for the best Lucky Enchanter deck, or Lucky It's My Lucky Day skill. Yeah, I guess this would be, what, Lucky Red Enchanter deck? Yeah, definitely going to be good. But yeah, as you can see, Night Beam. Saw these decks. My last video used Night Beam. It's going to be an in-demand card for sure. Yeah, it's pretty much Scars of Battle. We don't know the rest of the cards. I'm for sure going to do a video with a live reaction once we do get the rest of the cards announced. But until then, this is what we know. Princess Magician, I'd say keep an eye out for this card here. I just bought a whole bunch of these for like 80 cents each. Like, no one uses this card right now, but in the next set, if this catches on, yeah, I'd see this price going up. So this is your chance. Go down to the description, use my TCG Player affiliate link. Let's actually go take a look at Princess Magician over here. Yeah, 80 cents. But there's only like 1 or 2 people selling them. Like I said, I just bought a bunch of these. I left one. So there's your chance over there. Go get it. If we're looking for play sets of 3, yeah, it seems more about right. $1.60, $2. Ooh, yeah. I can see this card probably going up to $3 price range once we get Scars of Battle. So there's my investment card for y'all. Where's it at? Give it that STONKS. Go get this. Dark Red Enchanter is going to be amazing. Oh man. I really hope we don't. Dark Red Enchanter is probably going to be an ultra rare. At the very least, I hope Night Beam is a super rare to balance it out, because that card's going to be expensive if Night Beam is an ultra rare. Jeez, I don't even want to think about that. I'm going to need, I have like 8 decks, man. I'm going to need like so many Night Beams. Anyway, that's it for my video. Like I said, go check the links in my descriptions. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll probably come at you with a couple more videos this month. Like I said, I'm not going to do any more Scars of Battle videos until we get the full set. Then I'll give you my live reaction of that. I'll probably do one more video of the current meta. Maybe like a farewell to the Attack from the Deep before we get Scars of Battle next month. Till then, I don't know. You got any ideas or something you want to see me post? Maybe another skill review or something? Let me know. I'll show you some new decks. But other than that, that's all I got for now. I'll be back at you when I get something else. Thanks for watching, guys.